to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Nelson City Council meeting, February the 13th, 2023. Go ahead and call this meeting to order and take a moment, have a moment of prayer. Father God, we thank you for today. Lord, we ask that you would meet with us, that you would lead, guide, and direct us in all decisions that we make here tonight, Father God. We ask that you would be with our EMTs, our police officers, and our servicemen here and overseas. Again, we ask that you lead, guide, and direct us, Lord, in Jesus' name.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion to approve our agenda for this evening?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
David, which one of y'all seconded?
David.
Okay, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Public appearances. If everybody hasn't had an opportunity to grab one of our agendas, they're out front. We'll take this time to open the floor for public appearances for anything pertaining to the agenda. Nobody has anything. Go ahead and move on to approval of our minutes for January the 9th, 2023. Could I get a motion to approve the minutes for the council meeting for January the 9th, 2023?
Make a motion to approve.
David, a second.
Second.
Jane, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Okay. Moving on into department reports. Lieutenant Downey, would you like to deliver your Cherokee sign?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. This month we had a warrant service at Pickens Street and Revis Mountain Road. I'm sure everybody saw the flags, but we had a bad accident in front of the Laurel Lake subdivision. I know I got several calls in reference to officers being in the neighborhood and looking for the suspect. He was taken into custody that night. We have picked up the extra patrols in that area, just from concerns from the citizens. We also had a suspicious vehicle, and I didn't put this on here, but there was a gold van that was driving around Laurel Lakes that everyone was concerned about. Turned out to be a private investigator checking in on some folks, so he is legit. He actually had his paperwork and everything else and was a former police officer, so I know he raised some concerns driving through the neighborhood, but he did have a good reason to be in there. So they're now conducted a couple of traffic stops for the month.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next up is mayor's report. Guys, I really don't have a lot. We do have a meeting Friday with Chris Stansford to look at Pickens County service delivery strategies. So we'll be talking with him about that, and I will keep you guys posted on that. Easter plans are coming along nicely. Ken Barr's agreed to help us again this year. So anybody have anything for me?
You work on the new drainage project?
I did get an email from Barry last Thursday, and they should have something by the end of the month.
Cool.
So that was the last word I got from him. So I told him that the sooner the better.
And the playground equipment came in?
Yes, the playground equipment is in. I do need to get with Jeff Morton. They are going to offer services again, like they have in the past, for bids. So we're going to use them for the bid process to try and get this place, get a bid packet together, and get it graded, demoed, everything. My suggestion is we don't go back with fencing until everything is in. It just make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
If they can go in
They
there.
last.
Yeah. So, and then we can talk about once the playground equipment's in, what we want it to look like. I know that Michael Kidd he's reached out to me. He's got some ideas, but I know that we also had some. So with fencing being a little bit taller and things.
Did we decide to prune the trees or take them out? Did we?
We haven't yet. He's gonna look at because he's got an arborist that's gonna look at them and see if the trees are in really good shape and to leave them. He didn't suggest when we did that meeting here that we keep any of them, but I think
Those roots are maturity.
Yeah.
But
they're starting to split, but
Are they all Bradford pears or are they anything other than
I
Bradford?
don't know. I know the Bradford
No.
pears are the ones I think he said
Yeah.
had reached to like that point where they needed to go.
But the good news is that we can go back with a more mature tree. I mean, we've got funds to do that. We could do a more mature tree and do something that'll last, like an oak or a maple or something. So that's something. Yeah, it's something that's something that has longevity. So, but we can take a look at that as well. And I think that could come after we get the playground equipment in also. So, anybody have anything on that? I will say the playground equipment came in probably 2.5 months before we thought it was going to, so it is a good thing.
We're just talking about putting a bid packet together. I thought we was just demoing and like kind of tidying it up and putting the
It's gotta be
equipment.
graded, and it's gotta be, we gotta get somebody to come in and do it, and if you advertise, you gotta put it out there, so.
One thing we can do is let Ricky then go down and get all that mulch off of it and store it and put down here at the other part instead of just throwing that mulch away. Because if there's some good usable mulch, let them get it up and
Yeah. we can
store it
ask.
or put it at the other part if it needs it. That's the way to do that. Good.
And I emailed Carrie and asked her to come out and take a look at it with me. She's got all the dimensions as well as I do, and just see if we're gonna need any dirt hauled in, what we've got there, so just to make sure that we get it graded correctly.
All that done before we put that bid, for sure.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll happen this week, but it'll be later in the week.
And maybe we might get somebody bring another lot of gravel out there where the garbage trucks is, like number 4s or something to put right there as they're going in. It's
Ricky
pushing
took,
that
I
Ricky
think,
down.
4 buckets out today, because he
Yeah,
said he
it looks-
noticed it was starting to dip in some, and he was afraid it was gonna start to get muddy.
Yeah, it got pretty muddy, but if they could dump a load out there somewhere and store it, Ricky and them could use it anywhere and just.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care, I asked them today to let me know when they need another load, but if there's a specific kind that I need, because it's normally haycock that we get to dump
Number
it.
4s or something, they
Number
could crush it running it today, but it'll hold up a little while.
So number 4,
Yeah.
We haven't heard anything else about the property, but hopefully we will.
we won't hear anything until after all of the stuff is done. but-
My fingers are crossed, it'd be a nice place out there for a maintenance barn, but, okay, so we'll get Kelsey to order a load of number 4. And then the dumpster days, I will say, went really well, and people are already asking. I've had a couple people call me, oh, it's gone already. I think they were thinking we had longer, so.
Did y'all find out who put the track in and all that stuff?
I couldn't see, I went back on the video and I couldn't see them in there, but the vehicles that were coming and going were locals. The one, I mean, we went back and
They
watched
charge
it.
us for that track.
No, nothing. So they haven't even charged us for matches, and they're not supposed to put them in there, people shove them in, and Ricky pulls them back out, but there's always a couple that get pushed in there that he can't get out. They've never billed us any additional for them.
They have to haul, I guess they haul the mattresses off, didn't they?
They do for the ones that people sneak in there, and then they have to grab them back out and move them up top.
I seen them haul.
Yeah, well, it's like once it starts, there'll be a couple of them that he takes up top, so once we have a load that goes. Well, no, because you brought yours up after they had started, so once we have a load that goes, it's a tonnage. So you get, I think it's like $40 a ton, so once we have a couple that are going, they go, but we can't advertise that you can do it, because they're not supposed to go there. And there'll be some really gross matches that I don't want.
I will say those dumpsters were well used.
Well, we
this
check
time.
them, but it's one of those, if you can't check the tags, if you don't know exactly who it is, to tell them, I've caught people and told them that they have to go get them and take them out, but if you don't know who it is to tell them to go get it, doesn't do you any good.
And I will say that the garden is starting off again. Do you have any news on that? Are you gonna be one of them? Okay.
I know we haven't gotten together yet to go over the plots, but that's our next, it's all plowed.
There's 5 that have been sold so
I
far.
have two,
Yeah.
so go ahead and put me down for two, so.
You have money.
Give me that. I'll give you the cash. No problem. Okay. Anything else that we need to discuss? Just random business? Think of anything? Okay. Next up is gonna be finance reports, and I'll turn it over to Miranda.
All right, let's go over bank balances first. General fund is, this is as of today, correct? Or last week?
This was last week.
Okay. Bank balances, general fund, $1,023,300. SPOS 4, $226,304. SPOS 2, which is the old Pickens, is $335,980. SPOS 5 is $735,350. Cash reserve is $167,627. SPOS 2020, which is the new Pickens, is $698,648, and then the CARES fund is $252,492. And our expenditures to date should be 48% or more, and we're at 63%, so we're doing really good. We're running on schedule, so.
Did we get all the paperwork back in from the Cherokees on their projects from?
I've got some of it back in, and we can start issuing checks. I've had a couple of them bring it in, specifically asked about it, and the schools.
Good.
There's still a couple of them that are in for a parking issue there.
Thank you for the calls or-
I'm sure when you say something, I'm going to turn in another, I think there's another report due in April of this year. April, and it's the first of the 30th.
I do want to take this opportunity to remind everybody that we have training coming up. So it's the GMA training in Savannah, just FYI. The registration for that is in March. I know you're headed to Athens, correct? Okay, so you're headed for your training. You guys just got back from training.
The one that's in Savannah, June 23rd to 27th. And that registration normally opens in March, but they haven't even opened it to let us know what classes are available yet.
Yeah.
But it's totally different, like than what you're taking down there. It's completely different.
And then we have a class in March, correct?
Yeah.
Did anybody sign up for that?
Yeah, we got their side of this down, and they closed down.
Really?
It's totally all new.
Good guys. All right, unfinished business, we don't have anything for right now. And then we'll move on down to number 9, the audit. So Tasty Joe sent me a text message just before the meeting and said she apologizes that she wasn't feeling well today, and that she felt like she was on her way down but felt like she had a temperature, decided to stop, and she said, I was just going to muscle through it, but I decided I better just take my temperature to make sure I didn't have a fever. And she said she had a pretty high fever, so she is skipping the meeting tonight. No, I'll message her back. She should give us our audits. She's talked with you about it, correct?
Well, she gives a report, like everything was turned in on time. Everything has to be turned in before the end of the year, so we're compliant. It's turned in, turned in a letter of compliance with the letter that we agreed with the findings, so all that was done December 30th, I think, or 31st.
Did we have any findings?
There's always some. And then, I don't have them in here because she was bringing them.
Okay. Well, hopefully she'll feel
Everybody
better
else out
next.
there has them, so.
Hopefully she'll be feeling better next week. We have them, we can send them home with them. We have.
Yeah, well, they had them in the ones that they picked up the other day.
Okay, so you guys have copies. All right. And just review those. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see if she'll reschedule for our March meeting. All right, next up is our maintenance equipment. So Kelsey, vacuum trailer, you want to?
I really don't know a whole lot about this. This is what Matt was talking about the last time. It's having to do with the vacuum thing. It'll help clean out the damaged ditch things. They are expensive. They're not inexpensive. I talked to William Taylor about it for a few minutes earlier this week to see if there's maybe some magnets working for Woodstock that might have another alternative company that might not be quite signed. And some of these are trailers, some of them are actual trucks, which you might as well, if there's, cost as much as a new trash truck. The trailers are roughly 78,000 thereabouts. So, I mean, it's gonna be a big investment if you go with it, but we all are looking for alternative sources. These are just the only ones that Matt could find in the state, and apparently they are very difficult to find. So it was just more, this is what we found so far, this is what we're discussing, but we are still looking because they're not cheap.
William, can you check with Woodstock and see if they,
Yeah.
what they use
We
is comparable?
haven't been
As
talking
soon as I
about
can,
it.
I'll get with Walker and see if they have anything.
Does this company sold any to anybody around here?
I honestly don't know. Matt's the one that had talked to him, and they just sent over like everything that they sell that was in that.
You need to reach out to them and see if they've sold to anybody around here that can look at it, or see if they'll rent one, or
Yeah.
demo one, or
I've got to have another conversation with Jeff anyway, and I'll ask Jeff Morton too, if they use something like that or what they use.
we're just coming out of here.
Matt actually talked to him. I've not talked to him.
A lot of maintenance on stuff like that, but,
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with it at all. I know we need to do something. I mean, but it's not inexpensive.
I don't see anything on here that tells you where it's out of either.
I didn't see no address or anything.
It might have been in the email, and I have the email in there on the table. It's a 912 phone number. I mean, I figure we weren't going to be voting on it tonight anyway. It was just to give you an idea of what has been
I've
found.
got check with Action Trackers, see if they sold anything like that.
I think Matt kind of looked around. I have not had a chance to. But again, it wasn't, I mean, obviously we're not. Hang on, this was, the address on this one was Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, that's,
But it doesn't mean that it's there, it just could be like a.
I think they do, it looks like there's a distributor out of Atlanta.
Didn't,
I was thinking he said something like that.
didn't Jeff, group clean up a couple of dishes out for us?
They came and looked and told us which ones needed to be done, and then he gave them the go ahead and do it, but it, I don't think they've done yet. But it's also, I mean, we're a speck of dust basically, and they've got so much to do.
Yeah. I need to make a phone call with him anyway and talk over some stuff, so I'll reach out to him and try to have something back later in the week and just email you guys with it, so you can start looking at stuff and get on it.
any updates on the excavator?
No, I've been going back and forth. They did have a price increase. They do not lock their prices in when we order them like Bobcat and everyone else did. He's supposed to be sending me the updated price stuff. We are first on the list, but they have not gotten the machinery that we ordered. They have some that were similar, one that was smaller, one that was, but it's not what we ordered. And I have been arguing with him about the price increase because when we ordered from Bobcat, we ordered December, didn't get it till August, and it was locked as soon as we ordered it.
Talk to Troy.
Yeah, it was a little annoying.
Have y'all talked to Troy any?
I've dealt with, I want to say the guy's name was John, maybe.
Troy's a
Clark.
good man, talk to him.
Yeah.
If they give you a quote, they should stay.
Well, that's what they said, but he said, I guess Kubota had changed their policy April of 21 or April 22 because I guess there were so many that were back ordered and they were having a hard time due with supply and demand, and I guess their prices, like they,
Even doing it.
yeah, and it was like, the cost of their materials were increasing, so it was, which I see their point to an extent, but it's like if you place an order for something, you should be locked in, so.
You check with Bobcat, Blue Ridge.
I had the price on the Bobcat when we originally placed the order for that one, but it was more. But I don't know, I mean, it's only
I know I
4%,
paid you
it's
for
not drastic, but it's,
Stop.
Massey's got some of stock there right now, or they did the other day.
well, the one up in Blue Ridge didn't even want to give me a price, the
really?
Kubota, because it was competitive. They did only because I told them we're half in Cherokee County. So the half of our city that was in Cherokee County apparently could get a price, whereas the half that was in Pickens County could only get a price from Fabulous. Apparently they're very competitive and territorial.
Who was the person that called you, from Pickens and asked if they could do anything.
Kurt, yeah, Kurt, Kurt Anderson.
Yeah.
He's over the dog department.
Good. We got some trees we need removed on Highway 5.
They got a bucket truck.
There you go. Be a lot cheaper for them to do it than it will be for us to hire that many trees removed, this lane over road. So let's see if we can get some of that stuff, that part of our strategic forward plan.
Yeah, but when you have your
Worth
meeting
discussing.
with Chris up there, you know, just mention it to him, then he can get Kurt to do it immediately. If they got time.
Yeah. Alrighty, next up is, the executive session, employees, is this like, you're ready?
And then it's also discussing the sanitation employees.
Can I get a motion to go into executive session?
I make a motion to go into executive session.
We have a second. James, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you.